So in this one, I'm going to be going over all the best teams and equipments for the brand new Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. Off initial impression, he's looking like, or they're looking like a top 1, top 2 character. And, you know, they are honestly putting in check a lot of meta characters alongside partnering along those same characters. And I don't think they're a toxic release. They seem very healthy for this meta. Very powerful, obviously. If you want to put it in a perspective of, you know, they're the best units in the game, that makes them toxic, then you know, so be it. But having units like Ultra Gohan exist that just autos everything, the gauge literally just playing units that play themselves, I you know, would call that actually toxic. But then again, you are able to pair Gogeta with said characters and whatnot. But I'm going to give you guys all the best day one initial setups. Obviously some new teams are going to emerge, but you know, we do have a couple of comps to get you guys started on building the most powerful setups for the brand new Fusion. So before we do jump into the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, because I do upload every single day with Legends content. But first team I'm going to start off with is a Sun family setup. I do think this is one of, if not the best teams in the game currently. Having both brand new Fusions on it with Ultra Gohan lead. Ultra Gohan still being a crazy individual character, obviously gaining even more value since Ultra Frieza is being kept in check. You know, Gogeta is a yellow card, so practically he's walling off and doing more damage to Frieza, you know, whilst pairing alongside Frieza. He's a movies character, so other teams, there's going to be other options, etc. But I do think Gohan has a little bit even more value in this meta. He's just gaining a pretty massive buff with these releases, if you really think about it. And, you know, bench-wise, we do have them all being Zenkai buffed. You can alternate the bench to kind of focus on Gogeta or the boys a bit more here by throwing on like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, or if you have like other options like this would also work. They have a bunch of other Zenkai options, but yeah, I'd probably run the Goku if you were to double Zenkai buff him. But me personally, I think I would run Rev Han. Gohan doesn't really need a Zenkai buff, but everyone getting a little bit of Zenkai buff action is going to be nice. The Gotenks is providing HP for fusions and hybrids, so you can make good use of that. And then, of course, the Vegeta is being Zenkai buffed by the Namek Goku. But equipment-wise on this comp, you know, they have various of different optimal and powerful equipments. This one right here giving HP, a lot of strike attack and some defenses. This equipment right here is going to be base key recovery, health restore, ult, special move, and both offenses. And the last one's going to be a pure item, giving both pure offenses, defenses, and that's pretty much it. I could go through some items before we do jump into some other teams so you guys can see what we are working with. But since it's a strike-based unit, this one works because it's also partial Vegeta clan, so 15% to strike pure, some blast, and some defenses. That one could be a pretty solid move. If you want just a generic strike equip, this one's also really good, just 45% base strike attack. Say if I was running a full Saiyans comp, this is probably a go-to. Base HP, special move, ult damage, and 15% to strike pure. Also, if you were running movies, I mean, you're getting blast pure as well, would fit for both, but definitely a prerequisite that's interesting. They don't really need the blast when they're not a blast side. I'm sure they're going to do great on the blast side as well. This brand new PvP equip, which is in the exchange shop, definitely farm this up because I would say this is an optimal item as well. Special move, HP, base strike, and pure strike attack for both of the fusion cards. So definitely farm this item while you guys can. They have so many options. Say if you're running Goku and Bardock, I'm going to say one thing before I show off a Goku Bardock team, is that indestructible, revival, or even the Frieza counter revival mechanic are extremely powerful just for the fact that endurance can be easily nullified. And on this setup, you know, Gohan's the only one with rush protection and its endurance. But yeah, if you're running alongside Goku and Bardock, which I do think are gaining value because of how Vegito's, you know, anti-endurance, like their rising rush proc is crazy. And, you know, you basically guaranteed a rush with Vegito, but running it with Goku and Bardock, this equipment's pure offensive, special move. Looking through some of these items right here, depending, a lot of just strike attack, special move, ult damage, anything with HP is also really good. But yeah, best team right now is what I would say. Moving on to the next one, we got a kind of a powerful opponent setup. If you do want to work with Frieza and, you know, make the team not really around the fusion, but Frieza, I wouldn't say this is one of the best teams, but it's still going to be a top team considering how powerful these units are, not only individually. This unit right here, Super Baby, I think at high stars. If you guys see my recent tier list before the release of the fusions, I do have a very high rating. I think right now I wouldn't have him as high because, you know, we just got some better units, but we do check this out right here. He does give 30% to damage inflicted by allies against tag Saiyans. So we're going to be running into the fusions a ton. To pair this guy alongside anyone, you're going to give extra damage to Saiyans, aka the fusions. And he's just another yellow wall. Not really a lot of powerful red characters in this meta other than like 17. But even then, Super 17 doesn't have the best teams right now. And he just needs a lot to really get himself in a really good damage perspective or anything. He wants to be on a juiced comp. And now we have just so many other things to shut him down. So yellows are very, very powerful. I think this setup could be really good. So tank disrupt with Super Babe if you have him some decent stars. So he's being Zenkai buffed on this setup. Double Zenkai buff for Frieza. You could swap the bench, you know, accordingly if you did want to Zenkai buff the boys, or if you wanted to vice versa, kind of mix it up a little bit here. But I do think this is how probably this setup would work right now. And yeah, equipment wise on this setup, I'd probably go with just overall base strike. There's not too much, you know, he's not getting a Zenkai buff, so I really wouldn't worry about the pure. But I'm still going to throw this on it because it's giving base, HP, and pure special move, something like this. And then the last item would be just a general strike equip, or it could be this flat, which is giving so many different percentages. But like I said, yeah, the revival aspect of Frieza, the counter ability, the protection in a sense where it can't be nullified at all. Frieza's revival ability is extremely powerful. And this team I could definitely see being ran in PvP to a high level. We're going to move on to the next setup is going to be, oh, by the way, you know, I guess I can kind of, you know, evolve this since this is a powerful opponent setup before I do jump into the next one. There's other options that PO does exist right now. Say if you wanted to have Nappa, his value is going to definitely shine right now just because revival. Said it's not an endurance unit. His value is definitely higher. Goku and Bardock, you know, not on this team, but if I take a look at the powerful opponents, I think that was it. Powerful opponents does have some really good characters right now, but it's really just Frieza, Nappa, and Super Baby. First form Frieza can be ran. You could throw some equipments on him if you really want to get support, so purple, purple, yellow, or if you want to run Baby on this setup as well. Frieza's actually slept on this Zenkai. I think he could be pretty good. Generally, you could also just have Super 17 on the setup. Just a powerful opponent setup in general is going to be really strong. Obviously, you're going to want HP on the comp somewhere. Maybe sacrifice one of these Zenkai benches. If not, just make sure your equipments have HP. This one right here has HP 10%. This one has another 10% HP. If this one had HP as well, say if you had, like, I don't know, anything else, HP-wise, you wouldn't even need or even be thinking about an HP bench. For those that didn't know that, you're not required. If all your equipments have HP, you're getting around 3 mil HP, which is very solid. But powerful opponents should look really good with Goku and Vegeta on the lead role. Next team we're going to have here is Saiyans. And this Saiyan setup specifically is yellow, yellow, blue. Could also be just Sun family. But double Zenkai buff on the Goku and Vegeta. Also, Goku UI lead role is going to be receiving both the Zenkai buff. So that synergy is going to go really well. Problem here is that there's no rush protection for this specific setup. So you can alternate having Super Vegito as a different character if you don't want to run these three specifically. I would highly recommend the Bomb Goku, as he has endurance. He's one of the tankiest units of the game still. Good healing abilities. Probably Goku and Bardock just got a massive buff as well with their indestructible mechanic. The only unit in the game to have that ability and can be nullified. So that's really good. They also pretty good individually. So, you know, obviously the AoE green card and everything else that they do could multiple Zenkai buff them as well with certain Saiyan setups. And they just have so many options. If we do take a look at Saiyans right now, show you guys, it doesn't need to be a yellow, yellow, blue comp. We have the Vegito, we have the Nappa, we have Goku and Bardock, like I said, gaining a ton of value. Super Baby, Bombku, Revival Pycon's gaining some value. But I guess it's not like the world of options, but like at least 5-6 different options here. I still think that the abilities on UI are extremely valuable. And again, you know, these two fusions are meant to put a lot of the units in the meta in check. So you are going to be running to a ton of fusions, but I still think that this specific comp that you guys are seeing right here can go really, really crazy. HP on this setup, Bardock's giving it to not only Goku and Bardock, but the UI as well. Unfortunately, they'd be missing out HP here. If you really wanted to throw them on lead, you could. Equipment wise, this one you're going to be able to be running this equip because it does have 3 Saiyans, so 15% pure, ult, special move, HP. This one you could potentially run triple HP, double pure would actually, this setup actually looks really nice. I want to try this out in PvP soon, but a lot of strike attack. I think this setup would be disgusting. But yeah, moving on to the next build here. Oh, by the way, give this the perfect option to run this pure as well. Goku and Bardock, throw this on all 3 of the Saiyans, and this equipment's also gonna cook. So it's just an option there. So if you really wanted to triple pure, this would be the option to try that out for you right there. Moving on to the next one is going to be a movie setup with Frieza lead, Goku and Vegeta, and then we do have Red Pan. She's going to be providing HP on the Z ability. This is actually a double HP team here, so we are double Zenkai buffing Goku and Vegeta with the Super Saiyan Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. So double HP is going to be really good. They're actually going to be walling off on this comp. Zenkai buffs plus the double HP. Frieza also gets his own Zenkai buff, and then we do have the support with Pan, which is just timeless. Right now, you're going to want to build Pan all defensive, all defenses, so she can just stay in the field for as long as possible, provide what she does, and then Goku and Vegeta are just going to be popping off here. So I did decide to double pure. So movies pure, it's giving around 18% to pure strike attacks, some defenses. This equipment right here is just, all around item, just having a, excuse me, a bunch of different, holy shit. My throat is mad dry. Ayo. Pause. Getting back into it. Do have the new pure here as well. So double pure is going to look really nice. These are the Frieza items if you're just curious here. Double puring. Don't really, there's a lot of alternate items for Frieza here, but he is not the main focus. Think this setup can be extremely powerful. Obviously, if you want to run different variants of movies, there are so many other options that you could run in place. So I do take a look at sagas from the movies. I'm gonna jump down. We do have the new Fury Broly. If you want to slap him on the team, he's actually really good. One of the best, if not the best, current 1% in the game, or just, in general. Problem with that, this guy has revival. I just think his support in general plus revival, and you can, optimize the bench for him as well, be really solid in this meta, considering, green's a little bit safer to run now since Frieza's in check, and said support plus revival value, revival Pycon in the very same boat, whether it's Saiyans, whether it's fusions, whether it's movies, these guys are going to be seeing some play finally. Beast Gohan's still really good. If you guys want to run triple powerhouse teams, you could potentially, but in my opinion, I think these two will be enough to handle the opposition, plus having a support character. Bench is almost perfect for what we got going on with double HP tank. Slash Zenkai buffs can work really well, but obviously movies does have a lot of alternate options, so even some older ones would bang, like Ultra Broly. That's crazy for me to say, I know, but nothing too crazy. If you want to switch up the bench to kind of give a Pan a Zenkai buff, we do have Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 and etc. But yeah, that team can be really solid. Moving on to the next one, we do have a Fusion Warrior setup. It's pretty much what I had first with Ultra Gohan, but instead of Ultra Gohan, it's going to be Pycon. Could Zenkai buff Pycon with the Saiyan bench, Super Saiyan 3, Gogeta 4, and make this full fusions, etc. It's a really similar premise here. The equipment's pure strike for Saiyans. He's obviously supporting his allies. He's getting that revival value, but this could be really good. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be obviously better than, some of the other comps that we just discussed. I think Fusions is really good right now, but it's really just the 2 brand new ones carrying Pycon on his back, or Pycon Gogeta. I think that unit's still great, but you guys kind of get what I'm saying. Pycon Gogeta does need to, kind of just be a third wheel in this setup. You're definitely going to see some value from him overall, though. Bench-wise, you could switch this up if you really wanted to, but the main star of the show are going to be these 2 characters right here. Moving on to this one, this is just a more fully fledged out Fusions team. But Proud PvP is still in session, so something like this, if you're running a full Fusion Warrior setup, could actually be quite valuable. So you have a full color wheel, green, yellow, red, purple, blue, and me personally, I'm not going to be running these guys, but it really is, they have really good Z abilities, really good Ultra abilities for Fusions. And they could still see their value. They're not like old to the point where they're unusable. UVB still gonna cook. UGB is the best Asian character, still gonna do some stuff late game. But really just for proud mode, this is what I'm thinking for this team. Leader slot could be really any character right here. Honestly, like Ultra Gohan could be a really good bet for this team. Or Frieza also could be a really good bet, and switch this around here. But equipment-wise, not going to have these, but depending on who your partners are going to be, this one's always going to be a solid go-to because it's an individual Pierce and base HP special move. This one can also always be a go move if so be. And yeah, I really like this platinum equip also. It just provides so many different stats. So these are going to be my go-to teams frame 1 if you guys want to jump into PvP. But if you are looking for some more proud mode teams, some tags that I would kind of invest in, did I show you guys off this team as well? Ooh, I think this was the last team, my fault. So we do have this one more team. I was talking about Piccolo a little bit earlier, but yeah, this was how I kind of built it. Instead of running Pan, you would just run Piccolo for a similar premise. You don't really need to Zenkai buff Piccolo if you don't want to, but if you want a little bit more of a tank, post the revive, all the things that Piccolo does provide that's good, it's going to be after the revive. I mean, besides the support, like individually post revive, he can be maybe a menace. You're just gonna have to try it out. Honestly, equipment wise for this, you're gonna want to run movies. So this, you're gonna want to have this, and then you're gonna want to have the movies here right here, which is giving the 18% to strike here. But then again, let me know what you guys think of these teams in the comments. I'm gonna be dropping the Super Vegeta one very shortly here. If you guys have any questions, if you want to join my Discord, you could get some more in further depth on these team buildings. But these are some initial thoughts, initial teams for you guys to get some powerful you know, PvP gameplay going on frame 1. See you guys in the next one. Stay frosty. I'm out.
Up all night, so you don't wanna wait on me. I'm about to catch my flight, so you don't gotta wait on me. No.